I'm gonna pull Ron here. I'm getting thirsty.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because I've been wanting to do this, and it's really funny because that first episode, Larry listened to it and he's like, he made a comment. He's like, "Yeah, this was totally you," but he was like, "It was really funny when Ron said less talking, more drinking."
So you're talking about while you're prepping the mysterious Beerious.
That's right.
So you're talking about all that.
Don't act like the mysterious Beerious is gay.
I will jazz hands everything, bitch.
This smells
Jazz
pretty
hands
good.
with mysterious Beerious. That's how we have to do it from now on. Mysterious
Jazz hands, mysterious Beerious.
I hope this is good.
Ooh, it's nice and light. It looks pineapple-y.
It does. It smells.
IPA.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It looks basically like the first beer.
It does. It looks exactly like the first beer, which it's gonna be.
It smells like an IPA.
Super interesting, but it's gonna be.
I'm excited to see what it smells like.
It smells like an IPA.
It's got some good head.
Everybody likes a little bit of good head.
Oh my god, it smells weird.
To me, it's that same basic rubber band IPA.
It smells like an IPA, but there's like a weird undersmell.
Undersmell. What do you smell under there? Underwear.
So the our Shea one definitely smelled like tropical fruity.
Did you guys see the joke that I posted on Facebook the other day? It's like, why is the chicken so funny?
Because was it the TikTok of that little boy?
Yeah.
I meant to show that to the group and I forgot, but I've been seeing that several times. He did another joke and I forget what it was, but he's so cute. It's absolutely adorable.
So this is so it's an IPA. It's less IPA-ish than the our Shea.
It's smooth. It's got a lot of head, but you almost feel no carbonation in your mouth. I love this.
I'm getting the carbonation, but it's got a good taste. Like I can't.
It's great that I love this. I'm glad that I love it. It's funny.
I'm not picking up anything other than IPA special. I don't pick up any lactose sweetness or anything.
It's not sweet, but it's so not bitter. It's very smooth, and it's hazier than the other one, but it's got a very similar color. So it's got like a yellow orange, like a light honey color.
Does this have like an orange flavor of some nature to it?
I don't taste an orange.
There's a smell there to it I recognize, but I can't place.
I know, that's what I'm thinking too.
I really didn't read the can of this. I got it purely by the art. And it's fucking hilarious too. Probably not hilarious to most people, but
mostly just getting the IPA, but there's kind of a fruitiness going on too.
It's almost like I almost feel like there is a lactose in it, but I really don't know. You guys ready?
Yeah.
I've been waiting on this one. So it's got Darkwing Duck on it.
Aww.
It's the Tripping Animals Brewery again. I saw that.
So they redeemed themselves.
Yes. I saw that. I was like, those sons of bitches. I was like, I'm buying it. I want to see if they redeem themselves.
Because last week or whatever week that was,
bashing the shit out of them. It was last week.
We're gonna travel to Florida. Just tell their beer sucks.
We did. We were like, I hate the what was it? The Mullet Hackridge. It sucks. Bye.
Trash water.
So this one it's Tripping Animals Brewery.
That's
Anarchy Fuel. It's got Darkwing Duck on it.
It took for the Disney nerds. It's not Darkwing Duck. It's Negaduck, the evil Darkwing Duck.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Because the regular Darkwing Duck's purple. That one's not wearing purple.
Well, all of that's purple to me. And
he's got
there's red on the other half.
He's got orange and red, so it's the evil Darkwing Duck. And he's
I did not know that there was an evil Darkwing Duck.
Yay for being a nerd.
So it's an 8.5% alcohol by volume. This is the style is double India Pale Ale, hopped with Cashmere, Cryo, Nelson, Sauvin, and Motueka hops. There's nothing special about it. It doesn't say anything about this.
What'd you say? Nelson, Sauvin, Zythos.
It does not say Zythos. It says Cryo.
She's comparing from that.
Oh, okay.
This has the Nelson Sauvin in it.
Well, it has
I
that.
don't know how you say that.
Motueka? No. It says Cashmere, Cryo, Nelson Sauvin, and Motueka.
Nope, just the Nelson Sauvin.
I feel like, that Nelson Sauvin must provide a smooth taste and finish, but also to me, I think cashmere. The name cashmere would create a silky smooth.
So
I could be wrong.
2 IPAs today, we
They're
both
fucking
like
good.
them.
Oh,
Fuck, that's
okay, now that I
hard
look at
for
the
us.
can, they like combine the good Darkwing and the bad Darkwing into one. 'Cause
That's how they got away with doing.
they got like the
cannons.
purple and they got the orange one. So
He's got a third eye.
they got like the good one and the bad one combined together. So that's what they did.
Are you ever just sometimes a little dumb about things where you're just like trying to mix things together? Because I was like, ooh, he's got a third eye. I was like, maybe it isn't a third eye. Let me zoom in. And I was getting ready to.
Dude, I do that shit. I've done that with a book before.
Zoom in on your can, zoom in on your book.
I do that on TVs all the time, or just anything where I'm trying to I basically try to open it. Like I put my fingers on there and then I push them apart like it's going to fucking blow it up in front of my face.
If it helps,
I've done that one with books.
So-
I can't read this.
So my problem is Control Z,
Control Z.
undo. On the
Okay,
computer,
yes.
that's undo. And anytime I'm doing art in the real world, i.e. this side, and I fuck up something, I'm like, fuck, Control Z, shit, I can't do that.
I hate how my brain works like that, but it's really fun.
It's like there's no undo to real life.
Neurodivergent shit or something.
Yeah.
Right, it's gotta be.
So what I was gonna say earlier, by the way, you're talking
This was
about
canned
phones-
on November 2nd of last year.
Phone-
It's really fresh.
like phone stalker shit. So that serial killer that killed those teenagers out in, what was it, Idaho or whatever?
Where did this come from?
That or that? No, you're talking about like the phone.
I
tracking.
know where this came from. I bought it at
The phone tracking earlier, and the dude turned
Okay,
on the
gotcha,
GPS.
gotcha.
So earlier, so that serial killer out in Iowa, he killed like, was it 3 or 4 college kids, and they tracked his ass all the way from like fucking Idaho to Pennsylvania.
Wow.
And like the amount of shit they went through to do that, most of his stuff, like I was reading on that, some of the shit they did to track him. So his phone, since you're talking about GPS tracking you, the 3 days before the killing, his phone was in that area all over the place, all around that house. But the day of the killing, his phone was not near there, but they tracked it based off of like timelines of when he went from the cell phone company into airplane mode, disconnected, and came out of airplane mode, and it corroborated with the time that the killings were supposed to happen.
Wow.
And they figured out that that shit based off of that. Like the way they tracked it back to him also, there was like a knife sheath left in the crime scene. It did not have his DNA on it, but when they did it, they went testing and they found the DNA on it that wasn't any of the people who were murdered. But they went back and figured out based off of the phone and all these other contacts that it was DNA that matched his dad. They went through his parents' trash and found that. 'Cause
Jesus.
trash is considered like public whatever.
Right.
But like the amount of forensic evidence that they picked up just from like GPS location tracking shit that was on his phone was just like, dude, even if you put your phone in airplane mode, you're gonna have to do like some kind of fucking spoofing shit from now on if you want to kill people. Like long gone are the days where like, you know, you could like be a bum drifter and kill people unless you truly are a bum drifter.
Yeah, you better like
not have a phone.
No digital footprint whatsoever ever.
Either that or go back to basic
Just
flip
leave
phone, but I feel like that would even
Even
Just leave
then,
your phone at home when you want to kill somebody, duh.
right. Like
well,
what?
yeah, but you'd still have to have something because they just say, oh, his phone sat there at the house the whole time, that entire time.
Right. Be like, I was home all the time.
I was outside. Fuck you
My,
guys.
my phone was there, dude. Like, you know.
Then they could still go for like, well, your normal patterns of activity are blah, so why was it sitting there during the hours of blah,
I was
blah?
busy. Outside in my
I
garage
felt
doing
sick.
something. I was building something in my garage.
But
Now you know my fucking alibi.
Garage. Your alibi, your garage.
I was out in the garage building something more, building a fucking coffin for them bitches that I killed.
I really feel
That's
like,
probably true. That's what I would say.
so, if you want to get smart about it, you just ship your phone to like, I don't know how you would do it, because I was going to say you would just ship it to like, you know, like really far away, another state.
Wouldn't they know like what's going on though? I feel like they would know. Like they would be able to track it.
I don't know.
Maybe I could build up some kind of rig and duct tape it to Charlie.
To where it moves around. Well, it's just like doing the Poke Steps, the Pokemon animals. Yeah. Hatching your Pokemons or making your Pokemons grow. People were doing that. They were basically like hooking it to their dogs' collars and making their dogs run around the yard. And then like their dogs would hatch their Pokemon or make their Pokemon grow.
So what we're saying here is, people, you need to be a lot better if you're a serial killer and mind your digital footprint. If you're going to psychotically kill a bunch of, pretty college-age people.
You got any ideas of how to kill people and remove your digital footprint? Leave it below in the comments.
Ron can help you. He's in IT.
That's right. He can hack that shit. And he probably knows hacker people. It's cool.
Remember, before you take any pictures of your victims, strip off the geotagging location. There are apps for that.
There are apps for that.
There are, though.
I'm sure there is.
I remember, 4chan back in the day, there was this, jackass kid who did this. He was like, Burger King, the Burger King have a chewy nut. It was like Burger King foot lettuce, and it was he posted a picture of himself on 4chan, standing in a tub of Burger King lettuce that then got served to people. Ooh, 4chan got pissed off about it because he was just being a jackass 4chaner, and they then promptly realized he did not strip his geotagging location off, and they picked up the geotagging location, figured out where that Burger King restaurant was based off of the time the picture was taken, the shift. They then they had people go in there, they figured out who he was, and within 2 fucking hours of him posting that, they had got the jackass fired because they called his manager and forwarded the picture over to him.
That's funny shit.
Dude, you just reminded me of this documentary I watched. It's totally different, but it just reminded me because you're talking about a restaurant. So this guy, and I can't remember what the hell it's called now, but I think it was something don't call or don't, I don't remember, but this guy was calling places and he was he'd be like, so one of your employees was caught stealing, and he would describe an employee, he would describe somebody as being blonde and skinny or whatever, and then they would oh yeah, it's this person. So he would have them take them into the office, and he'd be like, well, we can either come in and deal with them ourselves, or you can do this, and so they're okay, and so he'd have them strip search this person.
I've heard of this shit.
And and I'm how the fuck does this happen? To the point where he was having them do sexual acts to this person and stuff.
Jesus.
And I'm how do people, I'm trying, so apparently he was so convincing and authoritative that they were just yeah, this is my parents just taught me you just
you respect the law and you don't
authority and you don't question people, and I'm how do they let it get this far? Because I'm sitting here thinking all the stuff that they were doing, they had this guy come in and he had to stick his finger in her butt or something, Jesus. And she ended up giving him a blowjob or some shit, and weird shit, how the fuck, this is obviously not a cop, how is this, how does it get that far? I don't understand, but it happened to a bunch of different people.
Is this a real thing?
I've heard of this.
Because the only reason, it's not that I question you, but I was so disappointed. I watched this, it was a few years ago. There was it was put out there it was a documentary where these kids did, they were all, at a school, there was all these cars got dick spray painted all over them. And then, so there was a big ordeal, and they went through, and it was they were recording and basically these kids' own footage, and they were trying to help the school figure out who it was, or there was something weird about it. And then there was a next season where somebody put some diarrhea beds in the school's lemonade, or just they put it in something to where all these kids a lot of people at the school that day had so much diarrhea that kids were shitting in the halls and kids were shitting here. And so I look it up and come to find out it was just bullshit. It was done documentary style, but also it was just pure entertainment. There was no realness to it whatsoever.
I have heard the thing you've talked about, Ariana. So
I can't.
So whenever I'm and that a documentary, it's kind of they're not mockumentaries because they're not mocking anything. It's just for entertainment purposes, but it's just the style of the thing. And now I'm I'm all like, oh, is this real or is it not real? Is this just a style?
Don't answer the phone.
See, I've heard of this thing. I don't know if it's urban legend type deal or real, but I have heard of that shit before.
Don't pick up the phone. Docu-series follows the investigations into a hoax caller who talked managers into strip searching employees at fast food businesses across the U.S.
I gotta feel though that like in terms of if it is real fast food employees and managers, I have worked fast food in the past and they're not the smartest people in the world. So it is possible to...
I've known some fast food people and they're very smart though too. It just depends on the people.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are really afraid of their jobs. Like everybody's like afraid of losing their job, but I don't know, because for me to lose my job would suck because private ambulance is not rare. I can go anywhere else and make comparable pay, but I make good pay, and I choose my own hours. I have a lot of control over there, and if I don't want to do something, I can just pretty much be like, nah, I don't want to do it. Because I'm not afraid, because if I do Uber, I have no fear of losing my job, but that's a big thing for me. But to be afraid to lose like a fast food job, I'd be like, nah, there's fast food places everywhere. You can go to like Walmart. There's everything is pretty much comparable pay, and it's comparable, easy to learn.
I feel like in that sort of a situation, like, so the ex had a foster sister that worked in fast food, and her manager was like, she was like 18, her manager was like 45, 50, and they got into all sorts of shit in that fast food restaurant, just talking kind of things,
right.
But, they wound up having a kid together and all that. And so I feel that in that particular right, it's plausible to me. And, when you're that age, particularly if you're lower income and been kicked out by your parents and no one wants to help you or talk to you, your shit fast food job, that shit fast food job to us is like, oh, fuck that, it's just flipping burgers. To them, it could be like their entire lifeline, oh my God, I have to do something. And in the same breath, they just don't have that kind of confidence to go, well, fuck it, it's just Burger King,
Right. For me anymore, I feel, other than the fact that I have kids, if I could lose my job tomorrow and I'd be like, well, if I was single, lost my job, lost my house, I'd be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll rebuild. I just don't have the ability to really care about something that makes me that miserable or that I feel is that wrong. I don't know.
I feel like I watched that show, and like a year before I had watched like a movie or something, so there was a movie made about it, and then I watched that show, and I'm like, I swear to God, I've seen some shit like this before, and apparently, it was based off of all of the shit. It was like back in 2004.
It's crazy. Crazy.
I feel like it would suck if I just lost my job though, but...
My response is, it does suck when you just lose your job, particularly when you tell your boss to eat a bag of dicks. But that's your own doing, Ron.
But right now, if I had a shitty job where I'm just making minimum wage or something, I'd just be like, fuck it, I can just go somewhere else,
Right.
The pre-pandemic jobs was one of those things, I feel like, where this is my job, oh my God, this is my entire existence being, I will never be able to find another job. And then the pandemic happened, and everybody that had this shitty job is the only thing I can do ever.
Everybody said, no.
And suddenly, everybody had, what was that?
They learned a lot from TikTok.
3 months, 6 months to go, man, that job really did suck. Man, look, I've got all these other fucking options. Wow, why am I doing this terrible job? Why am I making my life so miserable?
Or like, all these people got to work from home and then just never had to go back. I'm going to get a job like that. And
why am I being so miserable in this terrible job? I can do so much better. And then they did.
I didn't have time to sit around and think because I was working.
Really? For real?
Yeah, except for like 2 or 3 weeks. I think we had 2 or 3 weeks off. And the rest of the time I was working.
I can picture that out of this area, a small ass rural area.
You make like medical supplies or something, right?
Yeah, we were considered like
extremely important. Then, yeah.
There you go. That makes sense. Yeah, I didn't have a fucking single day off.
So I worked at Honda. They were a car manufacturer. They like to think they were important, and they're big for the economy. But they eventually had to stop when all their suppliers stopped because they couldn't get parts to build cars. And they stopped for like a month, 2 months. They had all the IT people still working as we were supporting all the managers that were making the decisions, but then, you know, a month into that, they were like, okay, we don't know, everybody's just done until this all blows over. Sorry, guys. And I would sit there. I remember sitting there that first month every day at the fucking kitchen table, you know, doing online training horse shit. And it was goddamn awful.
What do you rate this beer, Ron?
I'm gonna go with a 3.
A 3?
Ooh.
What? I thought it tasted better than our Shea.
I think our Shea was better. I gave it a 4 though. I think maybe they're comparable. I think
They're on the same level. We'll do a 3-5, but they're on the same level. It's, you know,
Missy
craft.
said 5.
Yeah, I give this one a 5 simply because the other beer that I had by this company was so garbage. I thought for sure this beer was not going to hold through. And like, I just didn't really pay attention to even what I bought. I really didn't realize.
She totally bad mouthed.
I did not realize that I even bought an IPA. So my least favorite beer to so outperform, like,
I really do wonder if it went skunky.
I don't know.
I'm gonna, if I find
I just
another,
think it was a garbage beer.
if I find another Molly Hawk wrench, I will pick it up just for.
I want to try it just so I can be like, yes, it's still garbage.
Do you guys think we should like go back on our strobing butt plug beers and maybe like
Drink
try
them again?
see like
If we find them?
yeah.
Yeah.
We could.
I thought about that like maybe because we never used to rate them
No, we didn't.
and like if we went back and like rated them that would be kind of cool.
We could go through, or like maybe let's say on like our next episodes, go back over a beer. We talk about it through we eat, and then we'll do these beers and just do a highlight of a beer we've had before and rate it. Be like, I think I remember it being like this. I would probably rate it
See,
like
like
this.
I don't remember them though, like to the point I would have to try them again. And I've had some beers like that I thought were really good when we were doing the podcast, and then I would try them a second time, and I'm like, this isn't as good as I remember. And
That's
I'm
really
like,
weird.
maybe it has something to do with like we drink a higher proof
right before it.
and we were like,
Evolving taste, environment, all that sort of shit.
but I just thought that would maybe be interesting. How would you guys describe this last beer?
It's really smooth. Like Ron said, he didn't get a lactose taste. I feel like if it didn't have lactose in it, there's
It
like
would say it on the can.
there's like a lactose smoothness to it that I don't know how to describe. Like
It's sweet. It's less fruity than it's sweet but not less fruity. It's a decent IPA, but nothing to write home about for me.
there was no special flavor to it. It was strictly beer IPA flavor.
I thought it was kind of a light.
But it was light, but it's
So would you call it a yard?
It's
Would you
thick.
call it a yard mowing beer or not?
it's thicker.
No.
No.
This
it was like a step above.
it's the
long
kind of
beer.
It's quality.
it is a
Is what
quality
I would describe
IPA. It would definitely be one that if I was sitting in their brewery, it would be fucking fine. It would be a damn good one in their brewery.
I would 100% buy it again.
Mhm.
And
I would drink it.
a lot of beers, it's like, I would drink again, but I would never buy it again. I would buy this. And I don't particularly set out to buy IPAs other than to try them on here.
So
But I would buy that as an IPA to drink, but I'll give that one.
So
a drink.
for me, when it comes back to, you know, re-drinkability, I think what kind of food would I pair that with? And there's not much that I would go, this would go good with A food, B food, either of those IPAs. That's always been an IPA thing.
Pizza. That would go good with pizza.
Okay.
I think
yeah.
it would. I think it would go good with something fruity. Like if you were like, let's say, not necessarily having a dessert.
Like pineapple pork chops.
Something like that. Or I was kind of thinking like if you were like cottage cheese, pineapple, or like a peach cobbler, or and that's actually dessert. But you know, like you could like let's say a fruit salad with. Like I know Hawaiians like to eat, like they'll have like grilled fruit with rice, or like that's like a breakfast thing for them. Like that could very easily be turned into a breakfast beer. To like something that's like on a healthier note of breakfast. It's like has a lot of fruit in it.
Healthy alcohol.
Or like a fruited French toast. There you go. But like let's say you have like a super fruity French toast, like that would go good with it. Like I feel like that could be a breakfast beer. It's not like syrupy.
Strawberry
It's
stuff,
not
French toast. Or
it's
something.
it's not syrupy. It's not like pastry in any way. But I feel like it could really pair
I could
with.
see it.
I don't feel like it is.
I mean, we should start doing that on the podcast. Be like, I think this would pair well with something like that.
That would work.
And then if we had like an extra beer, maybe we could like go back and try that.
Yeah. I feel like this, like let's say, you could probably put it with savory things and it wouldn't be a wrong choice. But the best choice would not be savory.
This is
Put it
not
with
a.
savory things.
I do not think this is a 6-pack beer.
It's definitely a 6-pack beer for me.
I made these hamburgers before. So you take like hamburger patties, like thin hamburger patties, and you put them around pineapple, and then you put like this sweet like barbecue sauce on top of it.
That would be good.
And I bet that would be good.
That would be phenomenal. It would. Definitely.
That sounds like something the ex used to make. She would do pineapple with barbecue sauce. She would also add like teriyaki sauce to the meat.
That would be good.
And Swiss cheese. That was fucking phenomenal.
I feel like this could be something that like you would drink by the poolside.
Mhm.
That I could do.
So it's not a lawn mowing beer. You don't want to be exerting a lot, but it's a good
You're sitting there
poolside beer.
on like a summer day, you're just like relaxing after a hard day of work or whatever, and you're drinking this beer.
It's a good poolside beer.
That I agree with. That I can agree with.
I feel that.
Missy just pooped her pants.
I'm about to.
Like
we have to like block that out because it's
we
gonna
bring like an
stink.
air horn. We need like an air horn, whatever. So this poops their pants. Like they pooped their pants.
How's that, Ron? Chewy.
Fresh as your asshole.
You know what I
Just
saw
shit yourself.
earlier? Like when you like fart and then you're like, you don't really smell popcorn. Do you guys smell popcorn? That everybody fucking smells.
I've heard that
I'll start
before.
doing that.
Ooh, who made popcorn? What smells like popcorn? Yeah.
I made the popcorn in my asshole.
And then it's there's something about smelling farts. It's supposed to be like good for your health.
Yeah, it's supposed to like cure cancer or prevent cancer.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Because
that's
if you're concerned about cancer, hang on. Let bring it in.
I've been
I thought
healing
it was-
cancer for years.
I thought it was like Alzheimer's or something.
I've heard cancer.
Alzheimer's. I forgot why.
And
I
it
pooped my
cures
pants.
Cure everything.
That's right. They cure world hunger.
It's
They
cure all.
That's so funny.
So we are at time, my friends.
Yes.
Did we learn anything?
We just had an interesting conversation. I don't think we learned a whole lot of anything.
No, we were just like we were.
I learned that you guys are very rebellious.
That's true.
In nature.
I am
I
definitely.
learned that they had no idea how
Sorry.
easy it is to be tracked when you kill people.
Well, I mean, you know,
So now
I
they're
know that
slightly
it's
more paranoid?
easy, but I was never paranoid because I'm not going to kill people.
That's what she said.
I learned that Tripping Animals Brewery redeemed the fuck out of
Yes,
themselves.
I learned that
Jesus.
also.
They were very good. Nothing bad to say
It
about
was
them
not
today.
It was not sour milk sloshed in a dumpster this time.
Not today, guys. I hope to find out. Anytime I see them, I will pick them up and bring them. And it'll probably be the Mysterious Beerious.
And I'm going to look for another Molly Hackrange just to try it and see if it's just as bad.
I would try it again just so I could bitch and say,
Yeah.
retire
You
it.
never know though. Like we could drink it and be like, oh, it's not bad. No.
These guys, I will say real quick, I looked them up and what were they? So they had a pretty interesting story about how they became. So they started brewing in 2011. They basically brewing out of their garage in Caracas, Venezuela, making wild concoctions with whatever they could get their hands on.
Venezuela?
Yes.
Nice.
And stoking the flames of their passion of craft beer. After years of traveling to breweries all around the world and experimenting with different styles of brewing, so they have like brewing culture, you know, within what they were doing because they traveled the world to learn what they were doing. And really, they only brewed for like 7 years. So they basically stopped in Miami to pursue their next chapter.
Yeah, because we knew they were from Miami. The one we were
Florida.
from was
Yeah.
Florida.
Doral, Florida, like the cigarette.
I forgot about that.
The cheap,
We totally used to smoke those,
right?
like, when we didn't have enough money
cheap cigarettes.
for the Marlboros.
They were the cheap ones, and then they became the name brand. Well, I smoked them for a while, and then they just became
It
nasty
tastes like
too.
hot dog water or something.
Oh yeah, Basics did.
Yeah,
Or
Basics, okay,
They were
Basics.
the worst.
Shit, yeah.
They
it's been a
became
long
name brand
time.
like you wouldn't believe. But anyway,
Anywho,
there we go.
misBEERhavior. We're on all your favorite podcasting services: Spotify,
Apple, Google, iHeartRadio.
Podcast Addict is what I have on my phone, and it's on there.
Is it? Okay,
It
good. So I was gonna say, there's probably about at least 12 of them. And we have Instagram, we have Facebook.
If you want to see our ugly faces, we're
TikTok.
on YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't start TikTok yet. I'm gonna
We
start.
we have one for our old podcast.
I can't log into that, so I'm gonna make a new one. So we're gonna have TikTok, and I want to start doing Twitter.
And if you really want to fucking hurt yourself and be addicted to us, you can look us up on the Strobing Butt Plug too, all over YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube. We're on